It's hard to refer to two college football teams as underachieving as we're entering week 9 of the college football season, and both have a realistic opportunity to be part of the college football 12 team playoff to come at the end of the year. That's the case with Missouri and Alabama, and these two square off on Saturday night in certainly some will say an elimination game. I'm not ready to say that at this juncture, especially if Alabama wins the game. But in any event, the Alabama Crimson Tide are a 13.5 point home favorite, and the total is 55. Since the second half of the Georgia game, Alabama has been far less than dominant team that we witnessed in recent years, folks. As a matter of fact, over their last 14 quarters, they've been outscored 116-90. And I don't have to look far, or I shouldn't say, I don't have to go out on a limb to say that hasn't happened in over a 4 game period when it comes to Alabama football since the early days, possibly, of the Nick Saban era, or even before that. In any event, they've gone 2-2 in those 4 games, and all 4 of those games were decided by 7 points or fewer. Their defense in those 4 contests, we usually think of Alabama being a ultra dominant defense, and that's not been the case over their last 4 games. During that 2-2 stretch, as they've allowed 30.8 points per contest and 429.8 yards per game. So not the usual high-grade Alabama team that we've been seeing in recent years, but still a good one nonetheless. Missouri has vastly underachieved despite their 6-1 record. They've taken advantage of a somewhat soft schedule, and the one tough game they did play was at Texas A&M, and they got blown out 41-10 as a 2.5 point underdog. However, the Missouri defense is allowing just 15.6 points per game and 273 yards per contest, and that's quite different to what I just rattled off from Alabama. Again, I realize there's a noticeable difference in terms of strength of schedule, but by the same token, the Missouri defense, other than that Texas A&M game, has been absolutely dominant. As a matter of fact, in that 6-1 start, the Tigers are outgaining their opponents by 151 yards per game. Since last year, this is a Missouri team that has gone 4-1 straight up and 5-0 against the spread on the road versus teams like Alabama that average 31 or more points per game, and 7-0 against the spread on the road during that same time frame if the total in their contest was 49.5 to 56. So they've thrived in this situation. Here's the thing. I think Missouri's offense will do just enough to stay inside this number. I think Missouri's defense will get just enough stops to help them cover this number. And despite the fact that Alabama has played the tougher of the 2 schedules between these teams, I still look to how Alabama has looked in the last 4 games. And they're very lucky, as a matter of fact. They are 2-2 in those 4 games, having won 2 of those contests by 7 points, or both contests they won by 7 points or fewer. And they also lost 2 contests by 7 points or fewer. So I like Missouri to stay inside this number. I'm not going to go out on a limb and call for an outright upset here, but I like Missouri to play Alabama tough here. This is a more must-have game for Missouri than it is for Alabama. And I say that because Alabama, I don't know, I still think if they even have 3 losses, there's still a slight possibility because of who they are and the brand name they have of getting into the college football playoff as the only team with 3 losses. So just something to keep in mind there. Missouri plus 13.5 over Alabama. Folks, my college football premium picks coming off my first losing week in 6 weeks this past week, going 2-3. But still, folks, 110-75, 59% with my college football premium picks at Wager Talk since December 2nd of 2022. That's a 59% win rate. And that goes over a year and a half period of time, folks. So when it goes that long and it's that good, it's not a fluke. And by the way, over that course of time within that record, I've made a net profit at Wager Talk of $8,456, and that's good for number one at Wager Talk during that course of time in college football. My college football and NFL combined 21-14 since September 28th. It's good for 68%. My NFL last week took a beating. I went 1-4 on Sunday, 1-1 on Monday night. It happens, folks. It ended a run of 3 straight winning Sundays in the NFL. All I can tell you is I'm going to bounce back strong this week. That's what I do. That's what I've done for the last 22 years in this business. NBA is upon us, folks. The season opened last night. I'm recording on Wednesday the 23rd. Last night we saw 2 games go off in the NBA. In my NBA sides, since April 11th of 2023, 105-66 with my NBA sides, 61%, a net profit of $10,246. And also my NBA overall sides and totals, 61% since February 23rd of 2024, a record of 55-36 and a net profit of $5,455. Folks, right now, you can get my NBA season pass, $795. And when you divide the amount of days that encompasses, and it goes right through the NBA playoffs, and you divide it by $795, I don't know. That's pretty cheap per day. So, and I just gave you my track history of winning in the NBA at Wager Talk. Until the next time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do so. And don't forget to give me a like. It's just a small token of your appreciation for the time, work, and effort I put in to these quality free pick videos each and every day. Take care and God bless, folks.